I know for me, when I see like a lot of people in my age group, they married, they have their own place, they moved out and everything, and then I kind of fall into the habit of thinking, God, why am I not in that position by now? Like, I plan to be out of my mom's house by 24, and I'm still in my mom's house, and I'm trying to finish college. But sometimes God's plan for you is completely opposite. I'm not saying that education is bad, but just because someone else has all these accolades doesn't make you a nobody. And I had a habit of thinking that I'm a nobody just because I'm not where someone else is.
An example of God's timing is, of course, the Abraham story, where Abraham and Sarah wanted a child so badly that they went to God and said, Lord, please give us a child, please give us a child. And God says to them, you're going to have a child, you're going to be with child. But they got impatient and they just lost their faith in God. So they felt that Sarah would not be able to conceive, so somebody else has to do it for her. So she had her husband sleep with her maidservant, I believe Hagar. And when Abraham was 86, he had Ishmael with Hagar instead for Sarah. And of course that was not God's plan. And so that was not the son, the child who God blessed. He blessed him, but not how he wanted to bless him, because that was not God's plan. So God came back to Abraham after some time because of his disobedience, came back to him when he was 99 and Sarah was 90, and told him, by this time next year you're going to conceive through Sarah. And they didn't believe it because she's beyond the age of giving birth. They're getting old, so they're laughing at God. But next year he had a child. See, God does not go by the world's limits. He doesn't go by their expectations, their expirations, nothing. God has his own, and it's unique, and it's different, and it's unpredictable. You see, Sarah had a child at 91. So, who are we to say you cannot have a child beyond the age of 50, or you cannot go back to school if you already 29 now, you too old? Why do we feel like we have to have ourselves in this little box, this world box, where if you're past the age, or if you're under the age, or if you're at a certain point in your life, that's wrong, or that's not the way you should be doing it, or you did it wrong, you failed. God just has a different plan and a different timing, and at the end of it he's going to get glory, because it's something unexpected, it's something miraculous, it's something different, and that's what God is.
My advice to you guys, if any of you feel down, why am I not at point B yet? I'm still in the middle. Just keep trusting God. I know that's one of the biggest areas with me, is waiting. And I'm still in my waiting period right now, actually. And just, chill. Don't stress yourself out, because it's gonna build your character. In your waiting period, you're actually building your character. So that way, when you finally get your blessing, you're not gonna be all big-headed about it. You're not gonna be, oh, look at me, look what I got. You're gonna be humble.
I deserve this.
Yeah.
I worked for this.
You're gonna be humble because you went through a lot just to get to that place. And sometimes we fall into the habit of looking at someone else's life and we're like, man, I wish I had what they had, and we don't know what type of pain they went through just to get that blessing. And I catch myself before I say, Lord, how come I don't have that? Because that person, if you look up their testimony, whoever it is, they've been through a lot of stuff, and some of the stuff maybe you can't handle it yet. So yeah, that's my advice for you guys.
Before we end this video, I just want to say, for the people who've been praying really hard on a husband or a wife, or even a girlfriend or a boyfriend, I would just advise you to, and I would advise myself as well, to wait patiently and not idly. Because, the more you say, God, I want a husband. God, I'm ready for my husband. God, please bring me my husband. Lord, who is my husband? Lord, this would be so much easier if I had a husband. Lord, do I know my husband? Lord, is my husband one of my friends? The more you say that, the more you do that, the more you're kind of proving to God you're not ready, you know? Because look at it this way. If God sees just how much you're thinking about getting him or her, how much more would you think of them when you actually get them, you know? So in a way, God is saving you from yourself, because God does not want you to fall into temptation. He doesn't want you to fall into sin, and he doesn't want you to place an idol before him. So he's keeping you from that. So he's not hurting you. He's not punishing you. He's saving you. He's waiting until you reach the maturity to have God as a priority, until you reach the maturity to be able to juggle the two. Juggle a relationship with God, which should be first, and juggle a relationship with someone who's going to be your spouse one day. Because God wants you guys to be together in union when you're able to build each other up and bring and be fruitful and just grow with Christ. Because if you do it prematurely, it'll probably end prematurely. So just let God come at the right time, because he is on time, on his time, but it's the best time. And he knows the desires of your heart, and he knows where you stand with him. So just be patient and just look at it like this. Like, I know with me, God waited patiently 21 years for me to come around and accept Christ into my life. He waited 21 years. Like, man, I can't wait until the day that Ashley just professes my name. I can't wait until the day that Ashley loves me and accepts me and fellowships with me and acknowledges that I'm there. And he just sat there waiting for me. He could have took me out, a long time ago. Like, I could have been gone. But he just waited patiently for me to come around and change my ways. So you're telling me that you can't wait patiently for your husband or wife? You're going to say to God, God, man, it's been months since I had a boyfriend. Goodness, you're taking too long. I'm a Christian now. I know how to have a relationship now. I'm ready for it now. You're taking so long. Just like, God's probably like, really? You waited a long time? You waited a long time? But yeah, just remember, like, God is so patient with us. Be patient with him, okay? He waited until you were ready for him to come into your life. Now he's waiting for you to be ready for your spouse to come into your life. So just something to think about, just something to encourage you with. And I just pray that we all stay patient and just know that God is in control and God will come through. And God hasn't forgotten. No matter how much time has passed, don't think that God has turned away from you. No, he's just preparing you. He's doing work backstage. You might not see it, but he's working. So, all right, you guys. God bless.